We are back and we're ready for part two right now.
Yeah, as always,
So,
again,
you
I'm
ready?
Zergasm. That's HypeR. We left off.
Subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe. Whatever, man. We left off at a tank drop,
So,
which are all Terran players really like. But let me ask HypeR, seeing as you are way more pro than me and seem to know more about everything. How do you hold off a
well, let's
tank
start
drop?
this first. In three, two, one. Okay, going back to your question.
Yeah, how do you stop a tank drop? Because I've been having
Well,
trouble
as
with
you see
this.
right here, I'm moving this. You gotta move the spine crawls up, and you gotta use those mutants right here to target the tanks. That is crucial. You never want to engage with the marines. You just want to target those tanks. I should have been transfusing that spine crawler, but I didn't for some odd reason. And you should have enough mutants to probably clean the rest of this up. So remember, just take out the tanks and move the spine crawlers up.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. How to stop the tank drop. You can even have some roaches up here or down there.
Hmm. Interesting theory. Yes, very interesting.
And you look here, I have taken my third base.
Interesting.
And
You're pumping out more mutas, which is what we like to see, and some zerglings. Going mutaling, baneling, bling bling, mutaling. Sorry, I have no idea.
mhm,
But he is all going heavy infantry with siege tanks. He
mhm.
does have stim. Um, he also does not have combat shields though. So that's
If you look at the supply, it's like a big difference right now. 110 to 78.
you throw it on the Evo chamber so you can get some more, a little bit of upgrades, get the slight advantage over him. You also put down the infestation pit, which means you are either going infestors, which is very unlikely, seeing as he did gear up his base with turrets, so we know he has detection. There'd be no point. But you also might be going either Ultralisk, which is not common, or you will morph that Spire into a Greater Spire, and we will see some Broodlords, which of course will need to be well escorted. But
Yes, I know it is.
of course he does have the reactor on that starport. He's not using it right now.
I'll hold that
Just
thought
start.
right now when drop coming in. But the thing is, will I see this? And of course I will,
Yes.
because I have that tower. So I'm gonna be able to snipe this. Oh, that's a lot of supply wasted. Like if you look at supply, it starts down.
That's actually that's one supply depot.
Uh,
Did he supply
and
drop at
I,
all? He didn't supply drop. Would have been more
uh,
interesting. But anyways, if you're a noob to the game, do not supply drop. Always use your energy on mules if you're playing as Terran, because one mule is worth 270 minerals.
okay, well if you look at my position right now, since I'm making a lot of lings, I don't have enough gas, so I'm gonna probably put more gas on my two expansions.
Hold
And
that thought.
whenever you have a
Here
lot
comes.
of
Here comes.
mules,
Wait,
just
wait, wait.
expand all over the place.
Hold that thought. Here comes the army, and they stim, and he sees up the tanks back there, but the tanks, of course, getting cleared out. Too many lings and banelings. Of course, he
Yeah.
stims, but he sees the banelings. He knows how bad that is because he doesn't have a lot of marauders. Let's really tank right through those marines. So he stims and runs away, losing a lot of his units, which is
Hmm.
worse for Terran than it is for Zerg. Seeing
Yeah.
as
Because for
right
Zerg, you
now,
just want to take that core unit out, that main sort of ball, I guess, of Terran. Because you can replenish yours much faster, so you always want to just trade armies if you can as Zerg.
yes.
Unless it's like a whole Ultra army.
Of course, we see more barracks going down. Um, for Apple, which is unless he gets tech labs on those, not be smart and
What is
like
he doing here?
put the Marauders in front. Yeah, I don't know what he tried to do there, but you get the
Yeah.
lings to surround it, and you end up killing that siege tank, and
Yeah.
keep attacking.
I'm playing the music right now.
Bring up the mutas, and you're gonna try to you pick off that siege tank right there, and you want to run away from the army,
And you
not
want
to.
to probably snipe the reactors. That's a really good move.
You don't want to attack the barracks, seeing as the barracks do have more health than reactors. But the reactor takes a pretty long time to finish, if you noticed. It's also 50 minerals, 50 gas, which is I can't really compare that because there's no
I know
whatever.
when I did have my hive just finished.
Your hive
Now the
just
question
finished.
is, will I be getting Ultras or will I be getting Broodlords? So let's see
Well,
here, and I will be
you
getting Greater Spire.
interestingly you canceled the flyer carapace level,
Yes,
the
I did.
flyer attacks level 2, so that you could get that greater spire out, which means you're gonna start. You should maybe
Mm,
when it's about halfway done start getting some corruptors out, so you can morph
mm.
them into broodlords, and just in case he notices you're going broodlords, if he makes more Vikings. Your corruptors will be able to most likely take out the
Yeah, take him
Vikings
out.
with the help
I
with the
should be
help
transferring too these drones.
yes with the help
And
of the help of the mutas, of
you see
course.
what I'm
But
doing right here? I'm expanding pretty much the whole map because I just have so much minerals. It's like Why not? And you have plus more production and more economy, so always expand a lot if you have a lot of minerals.
Now I have to ask you a quick question. You went mutiling Baneling, of course. If you just went Marines and siege tanks, why did you not go roaches?
Marine sea shank, because well, sea shanks are really good against roaches. They can demolish them really easy if they're clumped up. And a good terran would always have a lot of sea shanks. And plus, marines with medivacs can just tear roaches apart.
Uh,
And there's a highly likelihood he won't just have marines. He'd probably tech switch over to marauders.
Of course he would. Seen it before, but he did build a command center in his base that he just lifted up, and it looks like he's going to be moving it over to where you put one of your hatcheries. Of course, or he's going to move it over to the right. Maybe wants to get the island expansion or the gold
Yeah,
base.
I
Getting
guess
the,
he is mad.
of course, he goes for the island because he's Terran. But if he got the gold base, that'd be suicide. His army is is dwindling right now. I don't know why he keeps making
Yeah,
more. He keeps
look at the
making,
army tab. Look at the
yeah.
supplies.
He's just not gonna stop making Marines, but he's just going Marine siege tank. Not smart. He also has one of those siege tanks sieged up right in the front, which is basically just a free siege tank kill if you were to bring any mutas in there. But your army is
He's gearing
looking,
up for some drops.
yeah, your army is looking very good right now. Very, very good.
Yes. So
Uh,
right now he's gearing up for some drops. Here's the first drop. He's gonna drop it, land it right here on my fifth base. Is he gonna do any more drops? And it looks like he is. He's gonna probably do a two-prong drop, or even just a full three drop on one hatch. So he goes here. He's
yep.
dropping.
See, the
Now
one
will I
thing
be able to rack in time, like a
One
good
thing that
hyper
was
team?
one thing that was bad about that drop is they dropped them all set in like separate areas, which you don't want to do. You want to
Mm-hmm.
be able to keep that one medevac right there with those marines, just in case they get surrounded by zerglings. You can pick those up and run away. But then mutas come in and those marines are basically dead. You snipe the medevac that has 8 marines in it.
Yes.
You did snipe a second one, and that third one is just sitting there with no marines. If even if you did try to
Oh, he's
drop,
going for his final attack actually right now. But I do
yeah.
have broodlords out.
The banelings and zerglings just go in there and clear out anything that was there. Those zerglings and banelings are gonna end up killing the marines.
And even the corruptor is killing some medevacs.
You do have some broodlords, and those upgraded broodlords really do cut through like anything. Um, siege tank, Thors, anything. Army of Marines, just because their speed is 2.5, they do 25, they do 22
Mhm.
damage,
No,
which
I'm
is
just making a ton of banelings because I just have extra stuff, and since I'm already maxed, it's like, I'd rather have exploding lings than just regular lings. So why not?
Yep. You also notice that all he has are siege tanks. He just started getting Vikings, which is
Vikings, yeah,
not really
that's a
gonna
little too late.
help him, seeing as you have corruptors and mutalisks. And if one mutalisk, if I'm correct, would kill one Viking.
Mm-hmm.
You get a comment on your good macro, which is very true, very good macro. Um, so there we go. That was hyper winning. This is like, I guess I would say special New Year's dual cast, but it wasn't. It was just a regular cast. But it was a
Yeah,
very good macro game. Interesting to see it expand everywhere, kind of like Hydra did in your Hyper vs Hydra match,
yeah,
which you
that's a
should
good.
really check out. Um,
Yeah. So first of all, subscribe to both of us, and we're gonna probably have two more games coming up soon at the same time because I guess we have nothing else to do right now. So
yeah, don't worry. I don't know
and
about
we'll be
Hyper getting
having
invited. I don't
our
know about
special guest Onions an appearance.
Onions,
He's
which
really
is
bad, so don't expect much.
yeah, Onions, with this special catchphrase that a Hyper made up that he'll mention. Hopefully. But now I guess I'm signing off, but I don't know what I would say because I'm Zergasm and all I
Oh
can.
yes, and remember, first non-related subscriber to us, we will cast your game, or I will.
Here, I will.